Alright, well, things were in my memory throughout all of this. I made sure that I gave other people my memories. Now that might sound crazy to you, but it's actually pretty easy to do. One of the ways that you can do it is just drill it into them over and over again. And the more you say it, the more they hear it, the more they understand it. If they're drunk, though, it doesn't work. Alright, so some of these people I didn't necessarily stay with. Some of them I lived next door to, and some of them, well, they were just a part of my life and helped to provide me with a place when I didn't have one. So Natalie's dead, of course. Randy Ingersoll, she's also dead. I stayed with her after Natalie was killed. Let's see, who else is dead that I stayed with? There's a few of them, actually. Mobley is dead. That's Stephen McMillian. Let's see, Janine Barrett. She is also a corpse. Let's see, who else? Janine Barrett also, of course, died after Natalie, and same thing with Mobley. He, broken neck last year. So, God, who else? Ryan hung himself in Tabby's after I left. In her closet, no less. See, that's the thing. Most of these people I stayed with, they got trauma of their own, and they're absolutely right to be fucking pissed at me. I'm also well within my rights to be pissed at them, and they know it. So, let's see, who else is dead that I stayed with? Morgan Burns, he's also a corpse. Rory Jepson, I used to stay with him. He is also dead as a fucking doornail. Who else is dead? There's so many. These are all since Natalie was killed, of course. We're not going for the ones before Natalie was killed, because some of those people were, at the time, the best friends that I had, and because of the nature of homeless society, I remember what their bodies looked like. I just don't remember their names. Anna Hunka's dead. She's dead. She might have been murdered, but I can't do nothing but speculate, because nobody's gonna listen to me, nobody's gonna look. She was a lot like Natalie. She was cut up one side and down the other. I don't know how extensive Natalie's scarring was. I do know how extensive Anna's scarring was. Who else? Paul Eel. He's dead too. I stayed with him. There was a young woman named Jeannie Gatlin in Pueblo West. That was where Sally Treon lived. I stayed there after Natalie was killed, and Jeannie Gatlin killed her own son. That was creepy. And my neighbor Susie, she killed Bob Mick, stabbed him to death. Oh, there's a lot of bodies. There's a lot of bodies. And I wasn't anywhere near any of them when they were killed, except for Natalie. My God, I was so close to Natalie when she was killed. Holy shit. Like, you don't get closer to a person than that. You just don't. And I didn't even know it. Me and Peaches were out there having a cigarette, talking about hearing a gunshot. But it turned out that gunshot couldn't have been Natalie. Because we heard that gunshot before Natalie was killed. Natalie was killed on the morning of the 29th of December of 2017. We knew she was missing on the 28th of December of 2017. We heard the gunshots the day before. That couldn't have been Natalie. It couldn't have been. She wasn't dead yet. All this jurisdiction crap, and by preventing me from going to court, calling me mentally ill, they get to do whatever they want, and without a guardian, they get away with all of it, and all these people keep denying me that right. I keep telling all of them, I don't want one, I need one, there's a fucking difference. And all these people want to argue with me, all this stuff. Oh, you said you didn't want this. I didn't say I didn't want that. Have I not been filling out fucking paperwork with you for 6 goddamn months on that? No, like, I'm done filling out paperwork. When do I get to turn in my predators? When does somebody look at my goddamn evidence? I'm done filling out fucking paperwork. Get someone here. It's been 6 fucking years of filling out paperwork. I started out filling out paperwork when I was in fucking Virginia to put a fucking stop to this. I have filled out the fucking paperwork. I have gone to these places. And I keep telling you, without one of you fucking stepping up to plate and fucking doing the right goddamn thing, instead of getting fucking drunk and belligerent and treating me like shit and then blaming your kid didn't treat me like that. Are you fucking kidding me, assholes? Like Shannon Alvarado. You can hear it in those conversations. All these people try to have those conversations taken down after they slandered me by saying, guess what? I called them out publicly. They said, you're slandering my name. You're lying. Half of them I told, your shit's already up there. You just lied to me. You claimed it was slander. You claimed it was a lie. It's already up. You're fucked. You should have thought about that. People are fucking dead. Now, it's a fucking joke and a game to you, Shannon Alvarado. It's a fucking joke and a game to you, Dan fucking Fabert. It is a joke and a fucking game to all you goddamn internet wingnuts. It's a joke and a fucking game, but these are human lives to me. Regardless of your whatever opinions between me and Natalie, and me and Alicia, and me and Maddie, I still fucking love them. I would still lay down my life for them. And the same goes for all of these other people, even the ones that I never met, that were just drama and just fucking with my head. Even Sarah Bacon. Even Cara Rogers. All these people told me these things were going on, and when I said, hey, this is what's going on, these people are driving me nuts. I go to my friends for help. They're telling me that, like, the cops are following them and harassing them, and that their landlords are threatening to throw them and their fucking kids out in the fucking sub-zero temperatures in Colorado in fucking January of 2018. Well, I'm gonna fucking tell you something, asshole. Candace didn't shoot Natalie in the fucking head. Neither of her daughters shot Natalie in the fucking head. Christ, people. Cara Rogers, aka Cara Mia, did not shoot Natalie in the back of the head. Sorry, not the back of the head. The left temple. It's 6 to 15 inches away. At McIntosh Dairy off of Riverdale Road, Thornton, Colorado. So there's this barn over there, right? It's a pretty big barn. It's a Nebraska barn. It's not just a Nebraska type barn though. We got a big old cross on it. Huge cross on it. All lit up. Fucking Star Spangled Banner. It is fucking bright. Yeah. And guess who I called to talk to try to get help? Well, I was sitting there on Riverdale Road, McIntosh Dairy. I called up William Barr. I let him know what I was doing, and I let him know what was going on. I needed help. People were threatening to kill my friends and family. People had stalked me across multiple states. People had assaulted me. People had... You guys don't even know what that's like. When you guys say just to let it go, the shit that you won't let go. You won't let go of the fact that I posted up the truth when you were too much of a coward to do so. When you pretended like I was a villain because you were afraid for your kids and you want to call me selfish. No, there's a lot of people who spoke up at the very beginning. But then I was cut off from communicating with them. I was repeatedly assaulted in the system by police officers and sent to places that are so god-awful that they literally are shut down for fucking killing people. Clearview Behavioral Health is not a figment of my imagination. It's not an autistic hallucination, because those don't exist. Now, these police officers committed felonies by telling the hospitals and the hospital staff that I was schizophrenic. That includes Scott DaCosta, Cody Selhorst, Jared Hahn, Amanda Jonas, the fact that I've been trying to turn in Scott DaCosta since 2018. And the fact that him and his deputies have assisted all of my predators, including child abusers like Joshua Rayborn and Amy Spencer, aka Amy Kalina Kingery. Who was abusing them kids in Wyoming? Rand Ingersoll. Who's abusing those kids in Sydney? Andrew Witcher. All the worst ones are still alive. All the worst ones are still out and about and dancing free. They got to do whatever they wanted to me. It's neither here nor there, right? It don't matter. I just gotta let it go. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. I gotta move on. You guys can't even grasp the basic concept of homelessness. You victimize people until they're homeless, and then they're homeless, and then you accuse them of being on drugs and being mentally ill. And you let people do whatever the fuck they want to us. If they want to beat us, if they want to rape us, if they want to kill us, fine. As long as you don't have to see it. And when you have a bad day, you do the same thing as the rest of the fucking country. You're pissed off because Biden passed a law you don't like. Or Trump said something that is fucking racist again. You're having a bad day already. Your husband, your wife, whoever is fucking annoying the shit out of you, and you can't take it out on them. Also, you don't want to bottle it up because you might explode and accidentally kill somebody. So what do? You go out and you take it out on a homeless person. Usually a man. Usually a white one. Because you don't want to get called a racist. You're afraid of being called a racist. And you're also afraid of what people will think or do if you go after a woman. So you pick a homeless white male and you go to town. There's more than a few of the people that I spoke out about, and then there's also more than a few people that spoke up on my YouTube admitting to some of these killings and some of these deaths and some of the bodies in dumpsters. And y'all treat me like I'm schizophrenic still to this day, even with Marcia Estrada and her words up for all of you to hear. And you still won't go take a look. The most recent additions to the whole story and how screwed up it is. I mean, Jai Rogers and Detective Peterson spoke in that, knowing full well that there was evidence that what they're saying is bullshit. But they feel liberal enough after everything in the last 6 years that I have been forced to do due to police negligence, not just theirs, and also police abuse against the homeless, which I'm still enduring. I need to get the body cameras from them about the situations that I've had to deal with here in Hood River with the officers, being forced to try to turn them into themselves, and then I have to try to turn in more situations where Ted Bollinger might be trafficking another human being. How do I turn this shit in? I can't function. I need these people who are supposed to do these jobs to come get the evidence and get me and put me somewhere where other people are safe because I am there. I mean, if Alicia Bollinger were to try to blackmail her dad, he'd kill her, straight up. There's no ifs, ands, or fucking buts about it. And then there's the fact that I still care about her. When I have people who want to give me updates on her, please don't. I asked them so much not to. They finally got the point because I ran them all off. I posted their conversations with me on YouTube. Keeping my little sister and my niece safe. Yeah, that's pretty important, but so is keeping Alicia Bollinger safe. What happens if she decides someday that she is going to come forward and tell the truth? Like I did with my stepdad. You know what the difference is between those two situations, though? Alicia didn't accuse me of doing those things. She accused her dad of doing those things. Natalie accused her dad of doing those things. They didn't accuse me of doing those things. But I did, honestly, accuse my stepdad, Michael Scott Wade, of doing those things. And did Michael Scott Wade ever touch me inappropriately? Well, yeah, but not there. When he was touching me inappropriately, it was with a fucking closed fist. Yeah. Which is funny because he's half my size. I broke him on accident. I didn't even mean to. Alright, so I don't even remember what this video was about. Or what it was supposed to be about. I just remember that when I started it, I was thinking about, oh shit, that neighbor's dead, that neighbor's dead, that roommate's dead, that roommate's dead. Holy shit, there's a lot of fucking dead people. Why do I think about them all the time? Well, for the same reason I think about the ones that are living, because I still love them. I miss them, and it hurts. And, you know, what you guys don't get, and what they don't get, is that while they were deprived of just one person when I left, I was deprived of everyone. I was deprived of everyone who was positive, everyone who brought joy to my life. I left Chapel, Nebraska because you basically got to be a Nazi or you got to kill yourself. You don't have much choice in the matter. Nebraska fucking sucks. Boulder, sure, they only pretend to be liberal. But the fucking hippies, they're rock. They believe it's okay to be good to people because they're people. But you know what? Nobody likes child molesters. Nobody likes rapists. None of us like them. Which is why those are the people that we need to go after and get off the streets. We also need to get them out of your fucking house. We need to have battered women's shelters. We need to have safe houses. When a woman is being beaten up by her husband every Saturday night because she's not in the mood, and her two daughters are living with her and hearing that, and they're seeing that, she can't afford that place on her own. Fucking, where's she to go? Where is her safe place? I still got evidence enough to turn in a lot of child molesters and a lot of sexual predators, but not while I'm being called mentally ill. They won't look, they won't listen, they won't investigate. They'll ignore the evidence and they'll say, "Oh, well, he's mentally ill." In those videos, like the one with Sarah Smith, for example, she admits to one of the stories that I was telling you about. She admits that it happened, that she was there, but then she claims that she doesn't remember it. It was years ago, and also says that it's going to be. I want to try to say her words exactly, but basically she says that it's going to be impossible to get her records on that situation. She never bothered to call back or investigate shit. In addition to the fact that I can tell you both of the officers that were there, and I can tell you exactly where it was. It was at Pump and Pantry. On the corner I always cut. The cops weren't going to investigate it without someone going in with me who took it seriously. And they had to continue to take it seriously, and they had to be able to say, yes, that did happen. Molly Smith, she didn't understand that because she didn't look at it, that was basically their excuse not to try anything further. So Molly Smith, you know, she's one of those people whose numbers you're not going to get a hold of. These people all had a chance, though. And I want you to know that. Every one of these people who wants to play victim because their words are up on my YouTube. Every one of them who wanted to claim I slandered their name. Only to find out that those very words they're calling slander came out of their mouths and are already recorded and up publicly on my YouTube channel. Now you tell me who's playing victim.